Understood. During your time in the Biden administration, how often did you personally see or interact with President Biden in person?
I don't know how to ballpark that exactly, but I saw him a lot, especially when it came to travel, because I was one of the press aides who would go as the spokesperson when the press secretary was unavailable, and accompanying him to the Hill when we were trying to advance priorities of his in Congress. And you would also see him in the hallways.
So outside of, travel or being a part of the official pool, how often would you have meetings with President Biden?
So just to clarify, I was not in the pool.
Yes.
I was one of the staffers that was often doing movements with him, going to sites. I was not just with the press.
Understood.
So I saw a lot of things that they would not.
Understood. But outside of those times of travel or going with the president to the Hill or other various appearances, how often would you meet with President Biden?
As far as formal meetings, not very frequently, but interactions and up close, firsthand experiences, I had a lot.
And those experiences would be the travel or passing the president in the hallway, that sort of thing.
And there were times he would come to the press office.
And how often would he come to the press office?
Not very often. Maybe a couple of times a year.
Did the frequency of which he came to the press office change from when his term first started to when his term ended?
I think it was most frequent the first year and the last year.
Have you ever been on Marine One?
No.
Have you ever been on Air Force One?
Yes.
Roughly how many times were you on Air Force One?
Many times.
10, 20, 50, somewhere in between there, like a ballpark estimate. I'm not going to hold you to a specific number.
I believe it would be above 35.
And you briefly touched on this, but how often would you usually travel with the president?
It would depend. We took turns going to Delaware when he would return home, or official events, political events, vacations. I went to Nantucket when they were there for Thanksgiving in 2022, for example.
Have you ever been to the president's Wilmington house?
Yes, I have not been inside it though.
And then same question, have you ever been to the president's Rehoboth beach house?
I have been outside of it.
Have you ever been to Camp David?
During the Obama administration, not while Joe Biden was president.
How often would you attend fundraisers for then former Vice President Biden on the 2020 campaign?
I don't believe I did any because in my role, I was almost always in the Philadelphia headquarters, or after COVID, I was working from home.
And then did you attend any fundraisers for President Biden during the 2024 campaign?
Yes, in my official capacity, because there are White House reporters and White House staff who travel with him.
Do you remember which campaign events you attended?
I don't remember in full, but they would have been mainly in Maryland and Virginia.
Understood.